What's the most important thing in life? I think that most people would give an answer something to do with love. This might be in the context of a partner, family, or friends. It may be in the context of more general ways of living a satisfying life, or personal qualities such as kindness, sharing, connection, generosity, unselfishness. There may be some, but I expect that few people would say that money is the most important thing in life. Even less people, I think, would say that selfishness is something to be valued. So here's the big question. Why is love not considered in economic theory? Economic theory explains how the economy works, but ultimately the economy is only made of people. Without people, there would be no economy. So economic theory is explaining how people work. We've just had a big election in the UK. Why did none of the politicians talk about love? All the talk is about money. Why not love? The truth is that any politician that talked about love would probably have been laughed at or mocked. But why is this, given how important love is? It's like economics is treated as if it's a science, beyond feelings. It's objective, whereas love is subjective. I think that any politician talking about love would be rejected as just being sentimental and just not practical. Although most people would say that love is the most important thing in life, it's as if it's treated as something separate from our everyday economic lives, as if it's like a leisure activity, something to be enjoyed in our time off work, alongside going to the pub or the cinema, or Christmas or bank holidays. However, surely most people would not really see love in this way. So it just doesn't make sense that it's not considered in economic theory. And it actually means that economic theory is highly flawed because it's based on a lie. The vast majority of orthodox economic theory is based on some key assumptions. One of the most important ones is that individuals are fundamentally selfish and will act rationally in accordance with this self-interest. In other words, an act of love, an act of kindness, would be treated as an error in typical economic models. Of course, there are many potential definitions of love, and it is possible that certain types of love are selfish. However, again, I think that most people would agree that love is unselfish. Love is giving without asking for anything in return. And more than this, that unselfish love is actually the most rewarding thing in life. This is why people do actually have a sense that it is the most important thing in life. Any kind of selfishness generates fear. Fear of not getting what we want. Fear of not having enough. Selfishness may result in someone obtaining a lot, but happiness and contentment never result from it. Happiness and contentment arise from unselfish love, from kindness, from giving, from connections with other human beings, from connection with nature. So I come back to the question of why. Why is love considered sentimental in terms of the economy? Why is it not considered as practical? I think that there's one simple reason: capitalism. Capitalism needs people to be selfish. It needs people to want more. It needs people to not be satisfied. The corporate and governmental establishment, the press and media, orthodox economics, it's all set up to maintain the lie that the world is selfish, that this is reality, that although we have the sense that love is the most important thing, we should just accept that the world can't live according to love, that selfishness is inevitable, and that we're actually all better off if we just give in to it. But we don't need to live that lie. Love is real. Love is an energy. It's not just a sentimental feeling. Love is an action, eminently practical. Love is a resource, an infinite resource. Love changes economic theory dramatically. And the best thing is that I can apply this radical new economics today, an economics built on the assumption of love rather than the assumption of selfishness. And I can experience real results today. My personal economics and the economics of the situation around me change with that energy. Now, I can't prove this with theory, mathematics, or statistics, but I can experience this truth today. This is revolutionary. But the revolution comes from the individual. We don't need to overthrow governments. We don't need class war. In fact, the rich need these new ideas as much as the poor. We just need to start living by this new economics, and the results will be outrageous. If you're still with me, I wonder what you're thinking. When I talk about these ideas with people, I'm often greeted with a polite interest and curiosity. But at the same time, these ideas just seem too good to be true. It's too easy to dismiss them as woo-woo economics, naive, unrealistic, idealistic, even fantasy. However, I've worked for decades as a professional economist. I've been part of the system, part of the orthodoxy, and yet I've arrived at these conclusions over the past decade as a totally logical and scientific process. I couldn't be more serious that these ideas are actually a way in which economics can evolve to better reflect the reality of the world in which we live. I've been periodically mentioning in my videos that I'm going to produce more radical content to normalise the truth, however revolutionary it seems. Well, here we go. This is my mission going forward. As Bell Hooks said, we cannot have a meaningful revolution without love. It is love that will save our world and our civilization. Love alone is the answer. It's about time that us economists caught up with this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.